Since the beginning of modern history, division lines have come between East and West. From philosophies to physical beauty, culture to cuisine, rivalries have always been rife. Picking up from those who've gone before them, two celebrity chefs have been called to duty. In the next 5 weeks, they will travel through 5 cities across Asia and battle it out in a gastronomic war to determine if West is best.
I think I can win this.
Or if East is never least.
I think this battle is going to be a close one. Bring it on, man.
Representing the West is Italian-Canadian celebrity chef David Rocco, TV star, best-selling author, and executive producer.
Coming into Asia, into places I've never been, I've never cooked these dishes, but I'm really confident with my flavors and I'm able to really tap into the flavor profiles of what the locals expect in their dishes. That's my strong point.
He helmed his own Chinese cooking travelogue, Chef Nick, and was the first person to be honored as a friend of Michelin, an award for Michelin star-worthy, non-professional chefs and restaurateurs.
I came to this competition knowing I'm going to put my reputation on the line because I'm known as the actor. A lot of people says the food that I cook is not cooked by me. They really do think that I've been acting this cooking thing. I'm looking forward to put out some really cool dishes and may the best man win.
Armed with nothing but their culinary passion, the two chefs must defend the honor of their origins, and the ultimate winner will walk away with bragging rights to culinary supremacy and a huge check towards a charity of his choice.
How badly do you want to win this?
I want to win this bad. It's do or die.
This is so intense.
We both will come out guns blazing, so let's kill each other.
I don't know who wants to win it more than the other.
David's okay with either.
You can let him talk for you now?
No, I'm going to let the food talk for me. Thank you, gentlemen.
This is Celebrity Chef East versus West. Let the cook-off begin.
Chefs, welcome to Macau. David, Nick, my name's Chef David Wong.
Chef David Wong has a career of over 25 years and is an expert in Macanese cuisine. His cookbook, The Art of Modern Portuguese Cuisine, won the Gourmand World Cookbook Awards in 2008. He will be host and guide to our two chefs in colourful Macau.
We're on top of Mount Fortress, the oldest fort in Macau, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let's get down to business. You're about to compete in a culinary cook-off that will pit East versus West. Not only will the ultimate winner earn bragging rights to culinary supremacy, he will also walk away with a big fat check from the charity of his choice. So chefs, you'll be both cooking the same dish, which is the local speciality which I have picked for the challenge. You will be given a stipulated time during which you must gather your ingredients, cook the dish, and plate up. You will be judged based on your presentation, the taste of your dish, how authentic your dish is compared to the original, plus your creative spin on the dish.
I'm very competitive. I would love to win this competition, but then I've never really competed and it makes me worried a bit, yeah.
This is a great experience to showcase my Western strengths and just infusing it into Asian dishes. That could be an advantage.
I hope you're both up for the challenge. The good news is, the challenge is tomorrow. Before you arm up with your aprons, I'm taking you on a tour of Macau to get you inspired for tomorrow's challenge. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Macau, the colourful city of contrasts. With over 400 years of Portuguese rule, this former European colony in the southern coast of China is the perfect blend of East and West, and the ideal setting to kick off the competition.
Not having ever been to China before, is this kind of vibe, the cobblestones and buildings, very, very unique?
Only in Macau.
There's this weird feeling I'm with Nick and we're in Macau. and yet it feels often like Europe.
Macau for me is like the Vegas, I guess. It's endless nightlives and you get anything here. Colors everywhere, lots of casinos. What happens in Macau stays in Macau.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Take care.
Take care.
Now, Nick, where's that Chinese hospitality?
Let me take you to have some real, authentic Macanese food, all right?
I'm in heaven. This is my style. Woman comes up, takes our order, and Nick is like boom, 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 boom.
Let's have hogokai. Yes, that would be the Portuguese chicken, a very iconic dish.
I'm liking Nick a lot. I mean, he's my type of guy, you know? It's like food, food, food. Now you're speaking my language.
Me too. I've never really cooked the Macanese food before. It's kind of tricky, I think, Macanese food. It's right in between the spice and the sweet. Color's got to be very vibrant.
It does have that real mix in East and West.
Yeah.
The flavors are almost as kind of, it captures both cultures. Very nice.
Okay, this one would be the hogokai. It looks like the curry chicken, but then it's very, thank you, it's very Macanese.
Well, the colors are so interesting.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised the chicken is so tender.
You know, for a first-timer like me, to experience this kind of fusion of East and West is really interesting. It's almost inspiring. I had no idea this is what I was in store for. It's really, really nice.
It's really good, huh?
I kind of feel I'm a fish out of water here. But this has kind of reassured me that some of the flavors are very Western, are very familiar. Thanks for taking me here.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
I think we have a very similar character. It almost feels like I don't want to battle this guy, but I would love to kick his ass. It's very surreal because I just ended my own cooking show where I have a bunch of kids running around competing. Now I feel like I'm one of those kids.
Macanese style cooking is very much Mediterranean cooking, and maybe I'm not that disadvantaged.
Chefs, welcome to the Mandarin's house. Built in 1869, this is one of the largest residential complexes of Macau. Chefs, I can see in front of you, you have 2 cloches, that's 2 blindfolds. So here's the curveball I left out yesterday. The dish I selected is underneath the cloche, but you will not get to see it. However, you will get to taste it blindfolded.
Blindfold. Can you throw in another curveball?
You must figure out what ingredients make up this dish purely from this blind tasting. Chefs, are you up for the challenge?
Hell yeah.
Yes, chef. Shall we? Can we do this?
Yep, let's go. All day.
Chefs, you may now taste the dish.
African chicken, a favorite among the Macanese. African chicken is considered by many to be a dish that defines Macau. It is a true combination of cultures and cuisines stemming from different ingredients and styles of cooking. Very much like the melting pot that is Macau.
Good luck.
Tasting food blindfolded really throws you off. And at one point, I wasn't sure where my mouth was. It was just like, am I gonna miss putting the food in my mouth? I mean, it was really that weird experience.
I guess being blindfolded, your other senses are heightened. I'm smelling some curry, I'm smelling some spices, a bit of heat, and then I know I'm stabbing the fork everywhere.
We can use our hands?
Yes, sure.
I'm getting in there with my hands because that's where your senses are. It was messy, but suddenly I connected with the chicken. It was like, that's chicken. I can feel it. I know that texture. I'm liking the spices.
Yeah, I like it too. The heat is just, just right. But, damn, what is this?
So you have a protein, a starch, and some vegetables.
What?
I'm only tasting protein.
Yes.
No vegetables.
I think it's pig brains
Yeah,
and bear palms.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
A little bit of cobra.
No, I think it's cobra testicles, maybe.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to really, get me all messed up.
Interesting. I never expected it to be this odd.
Chefs, you finish?
Yes, chef.
Yes,
You close it.
damn it. That's still, incomplete. Damn it.
You may now remove your blindfolds.
I did not taste the starch, though. I didn't get any starch.
Me neither.
Was that a curveball?
It's all a curveball. You have 3 hours to find ingredients and to cook the dish.
It's not a whole lot. By the time we go to and from the market, we've lost an hour. Then, at the market, I might lose 2 hours. I mean, I might show up and there's no more time to cook.
Remember, chefs, we don't want a copy of this dish, but we want your spin on this.
Honestly, I don't think I could copy it. I'm so messed up.
So, you ready, chefs?
Yes, we are. Let's do it.
Let's see who's the best, east or west. Your time starts now.
Bye, David.
I just bolted off and I noticed, David didn't even move.
I can't catch up to this guy.
After the break,
No, I'm done. I'm in a rush. I'm freaking out on how fast the time is going.
Chef Nick, did you just cut yourself?
I nicked it a bit, so I'm trying to get a Band-Aid on.
who will emerge winner and get ahead in this competition?
May the best man win.
Previously on Celebrity Chef East versus West.
The dish I selected is underneath the cloche, but you will not get to see it.
Tasting food blindfolded really throws you off.
I never expected it to be this odd.
Will they be able to recreate their own version of the African chicken? It's time to find out.
My strategy for the market would be I hope to scout each floor thoroughly.
I really don't want to run from spot to spot, back and forth.
Nick has 100% advantage over me on getting the ingredients, speaking the language, knowing the currency. Am I using that as an excuse? No, but I'm calling a spade a spade. Oh, do you work here?
No,
Oh, you don't work here. Oh, you're gonna buy something. Yeah. Sanchu. Hey. Here, a couple of these. Use them. It's good, I promise you. The bank gave it to me.
Hello. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, how are you?
Damn, you're fast.
No, fast? Are you kidding me? Okay, I gotta get my chicken. That's what I
Okay,
need.
chicken is right.
Yeah, no, I already got
Chicken
the
is
guy.
like 8th floor.
No.
And oh, David, chicken in Cantonese is gao.
Gao?
Yeah.
Okay, gao.
Okay,
gao.
bye.
So, can I have some gao?
I did tell him that chicken was gao, which means a dog, which also in Macau is not that uncommon.
Is this gao? Is this gao?
No.
I started talking to him with my hands and I'm saying, just cut it. And he's not understanding me. And I'm like, just chop it for me. He's like, half what? He wants to put the whole thing in a bag. Okay, so I want just a little more. I just want, here. Cut. I want you to do my work because time is of the essence.
I was on the other side and they told me they will not split chickens.
You know what? You can have a couple of my thighs.
Thank you, man.
I'm serious.
Thank you. I'll see you in the kitchen, yeah?
You're done?
Yeah?
Oh, I'll give you my thighs. You give me some spices.
That came out wrong.
I know, it was so wrong.
Good job, Nick. You got 2 hours and 12 minutes to go.
Hello, chef. 2 hours and 12 minutes, huh?
Yes, that's right.
When I got into the kitchen, I was very impressed by the facilities. It was very well equipped, but the oven I'm still very worried about.
Each oven has a different temper, so pray to the oven gods.
David, good of you to join us.
Promised my daughter I would wear this. My daughter Georgia gave me this little bracelet. She said, Daddy, she goes, you wear this all the time. This will give you good luck. So for me, I want to win this for myself and my kids.
What are you making, David?
Cow.
So chefs, let me introduce you to our 2 judges. On my left is David Lai, a chef and restaurateur, and he was also awarded Chef of the Year by Time Out magazine in 2012. On my right, the beautiful Giselle Lam, Miss Hong Kong. She has a number of restaurants in Hong Kong coming up.
So Chef David, are you sure there was starch?
Did you find out?
No, I had no idea what you had put in there.
I figured out either the couscous or some short grain kind of rice.
It was
That
couscous.
was couscous.
Yeah. Chefs, you only got 1 hour and 15 minutes left.
Thank you, chef.
Usually when I cook, I try to hit that Zen mode. You almost drop into a kind of cooking trance, and then you could just do your mise en place in a kind of a calm way.
going, David?
It's going good. You?
I'm getting there.
Excuse me, can I offer you some little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano?
Yes, please.
This is the cheese of Italy. I smuggled some in my suitcase. I figured, you know, a little bit of Parmigiano cheese can't hurt. And this is not a bribe. This is not a bribe. This is just Italian hospitality. You know, you're in my kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you. And good luck.
Thank you.
Chef Nick, did you just cut yourself?
I nicked it a bit, so I'm trying to get a Band-Aid on.
Okay, let's get a Band-Aid.
Nick looked like everything was under control, and then he cuts himself. Maybe it's not just me who's kind of panicking.
What did I get myself into?
Tell me about it. We could be having beers right now.
Let's go.
Time, please.
45 minutes, chef.
Everything coming together, David?
I'm still freaking out on how fast the time is going, but no, I think it's okay.
Well, Chef Nick, can you tell us what you're making?
I'm trying to make a puff pastry-wrapped African chicken.
Wow.
I guess you could say African chicken Wellington almost. So it's gonna be a lot of work.
That's ambitious. Like, what's this guy doing?
In the Wellington, I have some lapchang, the Chinese chorizo. We got some mushrooms. We got the chicken with lots of spices on it. Terrible idea doing this. Crazy.
Dude, it looks amazing.
That's what I think, you know. Asian cuisine needs a little authenticity with some mad thinking.
I would say what I'm preparing is almost United Nations. It's a little bit of inspiration from my travels in Africa, from yesterday's bite with Nick, and of course my Italian roots. So I'm just trying to almost keep it simple, but draw in all that different influences. This is risotto di ieri, which translates to yesterday's risotto. And then I'm gonna pan fry it so it becomes nice and crispy.
Time, please.
Chefs, you have 15 minutes left.
So I stick the Wellingtons into the oven. And for a pastry like this, if we don't see them rise properly in the first 15, 20 minutes, that's how it is gonna be.
The risotto is not crispy enough. I want crisp edges. I need to refry it. And then I leave the peanuts and they get burnt. Like, what's going on here? I only have a few peanuts left. I can't afford to burn more in my third round.
I see the puff rising, but not to the extent I would like it to. So I was actually kind of a bit pissed off.
I went to war here. Chef Nick is very zen. I'm like, I went to battle. You know, it's amazing how much pressure you can be under with someone yelling out the time.
Chefs, you got 1 minute left. That looks good, Nick.
I still like it to be a bit more pop, but did turn brown.
Okay, 10 seconds, counting down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up!
Great job, chefs.
Time's up. I look over at David's dish. I think it's very welcoming, appetizing. Mine is mine's okay.
Wow, congratulations, chef.
Say, thank
What
you
have we
for
done?
that work.
This is my version of African chicken. When I cook, I love to bring in my tradition, my family, and my family story, the Italian story.
So for the flavor profile, what do you expect?
I think it's very similar to the dish we had earlier that Chef David had us try blindfolded. And, you know, I gave it a little spin with the leftover risotto.
I really like the idea of this crispy risotto.
It's really nice, crispy,
Yes.
nice and crispy. Yeah.
Is it similar to
Very, very similar to the
original?
Yes, it's very close. I think it's got most of the ingredients.
I'm happy with the dish. I'm happy how it tastes. But I don't know if this is what the judges want, and I'm nervous about that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, chef. Excellent job.
Flavor-wise, David and my dish would be very, very different because I've taken the more subtle route. I'm very worried because After tasting such bold flavors and coming over to my corner, it's going to be hard for me to, to slap it back in the face. So this is my version of the chicken. I know it's reaching right to the line of being very, very different, but I think Asian cuisine nowadays, it needs that hit of wild thinking.
Wow, very Asian, very Thai influence.
I am. Lemongrass. Would you serve this as a starter or main course?
Main. That's why I have the starch, I have the vegetables, and I do have the protein.
Personally, I would prefer all the stuffings inside would be more creamy, more juicy inside.
Actually, I was expecting the same thing because when we saw Chef Nick when he was cooking the stuffing, I was sort of expecting that there would be another batch of big flavor from the stuffing itself.
There's always room for improvement. So I could accept what they're saying, but is it dry? No.
Nick and I are walking towards the judges, and I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling a little anxious. I mean, it's not every day that I'm battling a guy in the kitchen. This competition is about proving to myself that I can do this.
It's totally up to the judges now, so may the best man win.
Chefs, well done. The judges and I have each given your dish a score. Are you ready to hear how you did? David, we'll start with you.
Chef David, I really like your dish. There are a lot of flavors going on in one dish, and I liked it because it stayed close with the authenticity of the original dish, and I especially love the crispy risotto idea. But I do think that you can improve on the plating and also the presentation as well. And I'll give you a score 7 out of 10.
If I had one shortfall, it was my plating. I mean, my training is home cooking, it's casual, and really making sure the dish tastes amazing.
And David, what do you think?
I thought the dish was very authentic, the flavors, the presentation. But on the other hand, I thought the dish was a bit heavy with the peanut butter and coconuts in the sauce with the chicken.
Come on, risotto is heavy. You know, gravy on chicken is supposed to be rich.
But overall, it was a great dish. So for me, I'm giving the dish 7 out of 10.
And for me, what I really enjoyed was the flavors and the textures of the food. But I think the presentation needed a bit more work. So for me, I also give you a 7 out of 10. So David, your total score is 21 points. So let's now look at Chef Nick.
7 is not a bad score, so the pressure's on.
Chef Nick, I really appreciate your bravery. You go bold, and then you went on a risky option. You deconstruct the original dish, and then you recreate it and represent it into another dish. Yet, I think you can really work on the flavor profile, add more excitement into your dish. So I give you a score of 8 out of 10.
It was very ambitious in terms of imagination and technique. However, the same as Giselle, I thought the flavors were a little bit timid. I expected much bolder flavors. Overall, it's a good dish, but I have to give it a 6.
Well, it's all down to me. What I like about your dish was the presentation. I think it was a very bold move to make chicken wellington, because if it was up to me, I would never have done that. On the negative part, Chef Nick, I think your dish was not true to the roots of Macanese cuisine. So Chef David, you have 21 points, and Chef Nick, you have 14 points so far. And you need 8 points to win the challenge. So really, it boils down to me. You've both done a great job, but there can be only one winner. Chef Nick, my score for you is 8 points. Well done. With a total score of 22 points.
Oh man, that was a close one. 1 point. Was I disappointed? Yeah, for sure. But, you know, what I took from all this is that I came so close.
Chef Nick, you're one step closer to winning Bragging Rights for culinary supremacy. And a big fat check to your chosen charity.
I'm very happy, but seems like the bar is set quite high.
Chef David, you're 1 point behind. You have some catching up to do.
The way I'm feeling now is there's nothing to be worried about. Even if I am in a new environment, with new food, I can adapt, I can have fun, I can do this. Competition's just begun.
the next episode of Celebrity Chef East vs. West. The chefs head north into mainland China to a district known as Shunde in Guangdong province.
Good morning. Welcome to Shunde. I am Stephen Liu.
Which local dish will they be cooking?
What is this?
And who will take the lead in this challenge?
You know, walking into the Bruce Lee paradise, it inspired me to Bruce Lee your ass.